All right, here we go, getting into this next matchup between the Los Angeles Ironmen and Houston Heat. Ironmen, they beat Legion to go 2-1 here in this match. And Heat is 1-2, so this is a must-win situation right now for Houston Heat. Getting off to a great start, though. Starting to shoot bodies off the break, shoot people out of the bunkers. Chris Cat just died. Marcelo Margot takes the early walk, and Alex Goldman is facing Ryan Moorhead in the snake. Ryan Moorhead's going to run and trade out with Alex Goldman, so just Alex Rodriguez left alive over here on this snake side of the field for the Los Angeles Ironmen. 2 bodies left alive for them. They have the back corner bunker on both sides of the field. And but look at this, though. Bodies dropping for Houston Heat as Greg Sewers dies out of the 50 Dorito. And then they also lost Woodley, and man, it's not looking good now all of a sudden for Houston Heat. Chad George, the last player left alive. So good work by Brandon Cornell, who's the hero of the last game, Alex Rodriguez, to hold things down here for the Ironmen, and that puts Chad George in a bad spot.
Yeah, this first point's always crucial. You know, here comes Brandon Cornell. You see him running on the far side of the field. You know, uncontested, just playing really, really well. Chad George just trying to hold it down on your screen right now for Houston Heat.
Well, anytime you have a situation where it looks like you're in the driver's seat and everything's looking good, you're up bodies, and all of a sudden, and then things go south all of a sudden, you're like, what's going on?
Where did who go?
and it took the Ironmen a little bit of time also because they were down bodies for a second and to kind of figure out, and then Brandon Cornell immediately, as soon as he figured out, like, oh, okay, well, there's only one guy left alive. Awesome. I'm going to go on the attack. Love how this kid's playing.
And here comes Alex Rodriguez continuing to keep the pressure on the snake side. So that Chad George has to fight Brandon Cornell on the inside.
And we talked about that. You know, A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, not getting many spins yesterday. But, you know, sometimes it just takes a little bit of, but Alex Rodriguez just dipping in there, shooting out Chad George across the field is Brandon Cornell. Good job. Nice slow control push.
Nice composure
exactly.
by both Rodriguez and Cornell here for the Ironmen to stay alive, count the bodies, figure out, okay, just one body left alive. And then Chad George tried to scurry into the back corner bunker. He did all he could do in that situation. And so, unfortunately for Houston Heat, they are going to go down by 1 here to start this match out. And again, Houston Heat is 1-2. They have 1 win and 2 losses, so they have to win this game to avoid playing a relegation game. And Ironmen, if they win this one, they'll be in the driver's seat along with San Antonio X Factor. So we're going to be right back. Stick with us.
In 2006, Raza Design set out to create a new standard for custom paintball jerseys. No longer were a player's options limited to just blue, red, or yellow. Raza redefined art in paintball. Raza brought people a freedom of expression, options, and personality. Since 2008, Raza Design has been producing the most professionally created, performance-minded, design-enhanced, art-forward jerseys to play in. Whether you are a weekend warrior or a committed professional, everyone is welcome to enjoy our products.
So 2 evenly matched teams here throwing down, Ironmen and Houston Heat. Ironmen middle of the pack most of the season, 5th, 4th, 6th. Houston Heat, they took 2nd in Chicago, so they've done better than the Ironmen by posting that 2nd place. So, but still very evenly matched teams. But in this event right now, Ironmen faring a little bit better than Houston Heat. So Houston Heat must-win situation. Toe Camel in the snake right now for the Los Angeles Ironmen, shooting cross field. And it looks like 5 players alive for both teams. Now you're looking at Houston Heat side of the field as Houston Heat's able to get a body in the snake. Ryan Moorhead, the hero for Houston Heat from Chicago, played so well in the snake. And now he's matching up against Toe Camel. Ooh.
Toe Camel all the way into Houston Heat side of the field. Ryan Moorhead 1 knuckle away from him. Thomas Taylor dips into the snake as well to look across the field. Ironmen lose a body over there on the Dorito side, Danny Barra. But Chad Boucher tries to fill out. Ryan Moorhead gets shot.
No, but Ryan Moorhead just took out. Awesome move by Ryan Moorhead. You just saw it on your screen. Ran down Toe Camel, tried to take the advantage on the snake side. Now the referee is about to pull a penalty on Thomas Taylor. It's a minor penalty on Thomas Taylor, which is going to clear this side out right now, and Woodley gets shot. It looks like by Brandon Cornell. He's probably going to get pulled on the penalty.
And Brandon Cornell just going to work. Agent Orange playing really, really well right now. But that minor penalty, as you guys don't know at home, in case you don't know, a minor penalty, if you lose the point, it does come off and you will be 5 strong. However, on the flip side, red bird to death, major penalty, Todd.
2 minutes in the box. Don't
Full
even
time.
think about coming out till the clock's up.
So were able to get that body in, so it will come off the clock. So it's Thomas Taylor getting that penalty. So Paxson, Margot, and Cornell alive at the end of that point for the Los Angeles Ironmen. That was a pretty chaotic point. Stuff going on the D side. Good move by Ryan Moorhead over here, but it wasn't enough for Houston Heat. So they're going to go down by 2 right now. So let's listen in here to the referee.
We have a minor penalty on number 77 for Houston Heat, playing on unobvious hit.
And there's Toe Camel, who got ran down. He got great penetration, but that's one of those risky things. The closer you get, you really kind of have to, your back guys and then yourself also got to be wary, because could get run down, especially when you got a guy like Ryan Moorhead in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Moorhead's one of those just aggressive players that gets in your face. You really don't know exactly what he's going to do. Very conventional player, but with unconventional moves. He shoots across the field very, very well. And he's definitely one of those players that's going to come get you if you get close enough, for sure.
So the line coming out for the Ironmen right now: Toe Camel, Ibarra, Chris Catt, Alex Goldman, and John Colkman. So John will be in the center, shooting off the break. Chris Catt will be heading towards that D side of the field with Ibarra. And we're going to see Alex Goldman come to the snake with Hamill. The question is, who's going to be the one on this side, on the snake side? There's Toe Camel on your screen. So again, both teams at full strength. That penalty did come off for Houston Heat. Houston Heat spreads the field and is able to make it out. No, Woodley gets shot, so they lose their body over here, snake side. Now Ryan Moorhead's going to try to get out here, and he does. There's Ryan Moorhead on your screen shooting towards the D side, but another body comes off for Houston Heat.
Yeah, it was Ronnie Dizon getting shot out of the Dorito side temple, but here comes Alex Goldman, right where he left off the last match, running down the snake and just shooting everybody in the back.
I'm telling you, like I said, I talked to Alex yesterday, and we saw that move by Revo going all the way to their side of the snake on the break, that last point, and he's like, that's what I'm going to do all day tomorrow. And that's what he's doing it.
Well, and that's good, because the Ironmen are 2-1 right now, and the one game that they lost to Art Chaos is because they really got shut down on that snake side of the field. No aggression, and they just kept getting put in their place over there. And so knowing that, when we talked to Shane and we had him up here, he's like, yeah, I'm going to talk to my snake guys, because we need our stars. Like, Alex Goldman's one of the best snake players in the world, and he's showing it today. Alex Goldman on fire right now.
Yeah, Alex Goldman just, he tried turning over, and I'm watching Heat's breakout. I see Greg Sears make one move, look the other way, and Alex Goldman's already in the other side of the snake.
Shooting everybody in the back.
It's happening that fast.
So the Ironmen putting it on Houston Heat right now. 3-0 is the score. Heat needs to find something. They need to find a way. And they have a deep roster, but just getting shot. Too many players shot off the break.
On your screen, in the pits with the Ironmen.
There's John Colkman.
A kid with really bad hair.
I was just gonna say, I was trying to think of something quick to say, but you beat me to the punch. Ironman looking calm, collected right now.
There's a guy with really great hair.
And a great beard. And a great family.
Yeah.
Lee Young. He has beautiful kids, man. I saw pictures the other day, and we're getting old.
Yeah, so 15:42 to go. And so lots of time. He just, I mean, he's no production, no kills for Thomas Taylor, no kills for Monville.
Houston Heat.
Dizon 0.
In that X Factor game, they won the first point, and then they lost 7 points in a row. Now they're down 3-0. They've lost their last 10 points in a row. Houston Heat needs to dial up a little streak breaker over here. Bad run. Don't want to keep this going. They got George, Taylor, Moorhead, Monville, and Dizon in the game right now. Actually, that's Monville heading out to the Dorito side corner with Dizon. Dizon up and running. And 2 more bodies coming off the field for Houston Heat, Taylor and Chad George.
And again, Ironman on the attack here. Snake side now it's Jason Vidulich doing some work. And he's going to get that crossfield shot on the back player for Houston Heat. I think that's Monville coming off. So now it's just Ryan Moorhead, and he gets blown to bits as Vidulich is off to the races. So continuing their off-the-break mastery here, the Ironmen now trying to, Marcelo Margot making extra super-duper sure that the field is clean after Vidulich had already ran through. But just flawless performance so far here from the Ironmen. And they didn't even lose a body in that last point. And it looks like the wind's coming out of the sails for Houston Heat. This is dig deep time for them. Still a lot of game time. They could for sure score some points in 15 minutes. I mean, we've had less than 5 minutes of game time expire here, and Houston Heat just not able to get anything going. Looking in the pits right here. Let's listen in. Jason Trojan, the coach, you can hear we have to kill their snake off the break. They haven't been able to do it yet, so we will be right back after this. Can he get back in this match? Stick around. And we're back. It's been nothing but offense from Los Angeles Ironmen and off the break shooting. Houston Heat really struggling. You could hear right before we went to the quick commercial break, Coach Jason Trojan talking about, hey, we need to shoot that snake player. So look for Houston Heat, try to whip those guns around, and try to take out some Ironman players off the break and make this game competitive. As it stands right now, this is just a whooping from Ironman putting on Houston Heat. And again, if he can't go, if he goes 1-3, they're most likely going to be playing in another relegation game. So that would be the third time this year that Heat has had to play in a relegation game. They lost one to Damage, and then they beat Dynasty at the last event in a relegation game. The loss to Damage in that relegation game came at the very first tournament, which sent them down to the Challengers Division. They ended up coming right back and then taking second in Chicago in the Champions Division, but struggled a bit in West Coast Open, and their struggles continue here at the World Cup.
Yeah, getting smoked down by X Factor, 7-1 on your breakout split screen. Heat on your left, Ironman on your right.
So off the break, looks like Toe Campbell might have got clipped from the Ironman. No, I think he's in clean, but Marcelo Margot comes off early. So that is exactly what Houston Heat needed. They need to shoot someone off the break and then push forward in the snake. They got Ryan Moorhead up here, and it looks like a minor penalty on the Ironman. So this is Heat's chance as Ryan Moorhead makes quick work again of Toe Campbell.
Oh, a major penalty too, Matty, across the field.
So a minor and a major is going to be assessed. And we're going to have to get that ref update after this point here, because that may have been the same penalty. But, Chris, I think I saw what you saw, which was 2 separate sets of penalty flags.
Yeah, definitely. 1 minor and 1 major. That's going to hurt, man.
And it was a really quick one, so preserving a ton of game time here. Thomas Taylor quick on the hang. And nice work by Ryan Moorhead and the off-the-break shooters for Houston Heat as they were able to, they definitely got some help with the penalties. And it looks like, yeah, there are 2 penalties on the board. So the minor will come off because the Ironmen lose the point. But that major, 1 minute and 52 seconds left on that. And that is going to stay on the clock. So now down by 3, Houston Heat. This is their chance. The door has opened. Ironmen getting that major penalty. And the Ironmen, oh, this is, if you're an Ironman fan, this is when you start to get a little frustrated because, I mean, game's not over yet. So the Ironmen could they could very well with the off-the-break shooting they've done, even up the body count, maybe win the point. But the Ironmen have thrown away some leads this year and gotten some untimely penalties this year. So we'll see. Can the Ironmen recover from this stumble, or is Houston Heat going to take advantage of it? 14:24 again, ton of time. So let's get that ref update, see exactly what those penalties were.
Minor for unobvious hit on his pack. As we were trying to assess the first penalty, the player kept on playing. He was then assessed a major. Same penalty, the minor comes off as the first player was put into the box. The major starts fresh.
I love that feature.
Yeah, I love it. I just wish he told us who it was on.
Yes.
It was the D side, so I'm guessing that was Daniel Ibarra or Brandon Cornell.
Looked like Ibarra.
No. Yeah, it looked like Ibarra. Well, Toke was the one pulled on the penalty. Daniel got shot by John Woodley. So, yeah, maybe it was Ibarra. There's Ibarra on your screen, maybe the culprit. And throwing a little rumble strip for the Ironmen to drive over, potentially. Or is Houston Heat going to get a little boost here? Because they will be on that power play. They'll have 5 bodies against the Ironmen's 4.
So Ironmen, for this penalty play, they're going to send out Cornell, Margot, Rodriguez, and Goldman. I wouldn't be surprised if Goldman still runs all the way to the snake anyway. And there you see Woodley, Taylor, Sewers, Moorhead, and looks like Chad Boucher, number 2.
Well, we got about 30 seconds to go before the start of the point. We'll be right back after this.
They say paintball is 90% mental. The mental aspect of our sport goes far beyond game plans and visualization. Now more than ever, Empire provides an unmatched support system for you both on and off the field. Having this level of support allows you to focus on the things that you need to go out there and get the job done. The Empire All-In Sponsorship Program. Thousands of players, hundreds of teams, one family, one support system.
There's Ryan Moorhead. Played good in the snake here, past couple points.
Look at that nipple in the background.
And again, Moorhead was the hero in the snake in Chicago during their second place finish when they lost to Impact. But right now, Houston Heat has a chance. Can they utilize this power play, start putting some points on the board? can start trying to carve out some Ironman players. So Moorhead all the way to the snake off the break. So there goes the advantage that they had, because it looks like the Ironmen, no, they lose Brandon Cornell. And it is Daniel Ibarra in the, actually, is Cornell in the box? No, it's Brandon Cornell. So Ibarra's in the box. Cornell takes the walk. It is 3-on-2 right now as another Ironman drops, Alex Rodriguez. So here comes Alex Goldman, still alive. And he is hold true to his promise to you, Chris, to play aggressive on this snake side. And it looks like Thomas Taylor's going to come in. So here comes the battle. They trade out in the snake. Nice work by both of them as they give a pound as they walk off the field. So, but that's not good for Heat, because
there's a lot of people walking off.
Yeah,
right
a lot
now.
of people walking off for Heat. I see 4 bodies all on their way, and there's just 1 player left alive for Houston Heat, and he was on that 50 on the D side. So that's 1 more point for the Ironmen. The power play was squandered from Houston Heat on that play, and Ironmen go up by a 6-1 score. But still, 1 minute and 16 seconds left on that major penalty from Daniel Ibarra.
You know, I look at Alex Goldman. Let's listen to Pitts real quick with Houston Heat. What are they thinking right now, Todd? Down by 4 points. Still 13 minutes left, though.
Damn it.
I tried to get there as fast as I could, man.
Well said, my friend.
Greg, Ronnie. Hey, LJ.
Yeah.
You got to be closer.
I made it. I know. I was just walking.
You stepped in front of me. I couldn't shoot the snake off the break. So you stepped out wide instead of just going into the bunker. Hey, he ran right in. Thomas and Tim. Okay, you're in.
Come on, motherfuckers. Dick, let's go. Believe in each other right now. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
You guys need to fucking stand up for something.
Parental advisory for everything that happens in the pits. You got to understand that they're very emotional.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, these guys, their season's on the line right now. Like, their season is literally on the line. If they lose this match, they're going to go 1-3. They're down by, I thought they scored another point.
No, I think they're down by 4.
No,
actually.
I know, but wasn't it a no point?
4-1.
It was, okay, it was 4-1. Okay, so yeah, you're right, it was 4-1, so now it's 5-1. Like I said, their season's on the line right now, and Heat, you know, when they reformed, they picked up some great players from Impact. Impact went on to have a storybook season, and Heat has struggled. Best they did was in Chicago. They took 2nd place. That was great. That's a great performance from them. But they put this team together to be to have an Impact-like year that they're having. You know, make the finals 3 times, win an event. So the best that Heat doing it, taking that 2nd place in Chicago. But again, they've had to play in 2 relegation games, and if they go 1-3, they're probably going to play in another relegation game here at the World Cup. That would make 3, not so good finishes for Houston Heat. So that's why they're so intense in the pits. They realize what's at stake here.
Split screen breakout. Ironman on your left, Heat on your right. Let's see what they do, Todd.
And there goes Chad George making his first bump, getting shot, losing a body. Tim Montresor walking off the field. There goes Alex Goldman from the corner all the way
Thomas Taylor
to the
also.
end of Heat Snake.
And you know what? It's Alex Goldman, like you said, Maddie, true to his word, just going to work.
Yeah, Goldman putting the exclamation point on it right there. And Heat just struggling, even on a power play.
I just think that the gas is out of their sails right now. There's no wind. Unfortunately, I just think that they've all too given up at this point.
They're trying to put the fuel on the fire, but there's no fuel. You know what I'm saying?
It's water.
Yep.
Oh, wrong can.
Yeah, that was an 18-second point there, and an 18-second point by a team that's only playing with 4 bodies. So,
well, I think Alex Goldman qualifies as 2. He has like,
yeah.
I was just talking about Alex and how skinny he used to be, like, let's say 3-4 years ago, and we used to choke him and beat him. I don't think I'd even mess with the kid now. The kid is a monster.
No, he grew into a monster
he
for
did,
sure. So with 13-22, again, tons of time up, but the Ironmen completely dominating Heat. 6-1 is the score. We're going to be right back here, so stick with us. Gorgeous morning here at the Fantasy of Flight, a little outside of Orlando, Florida. It is humid, but we've seen hotter years here and no rain, so most importantly. So yeah, awesome day here. 2014 PSP World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall with Chris Lasoya and Todd Martinez. And we are looking at a really strong Ironman team, looking like they are going to go 3-1 here. and become a favorite here at the World Cup. Still, though, down a body because of that penalty, but it hasn't done anything really at all. They're still playing awesome. Right now, Houston Heat keeps 5 bodies alive. Trying to push aggressive, Chris.
Yeah, Ryan Moorhead trying to get down the field in that snake, backed up by Chad George right to his left. There's Chad George backing him up. They got to make something happen, man. There's a lot of time left, but man, you got to be smart about it.
Well, Chris and Todd, Margot coming off early here for the Ironmen, so now it's 3-on-5. This is the Heat's chance. Pushing on the D side. Oh, but Dizon gets beat, and then a major penalty from Ryan Moorhead. Takes a shot in the goggles, continues to play, and shoots Alex Rodriguez out. I was actually looking cross field on Dizon. And here comes the push. John Woodley still alive, and I think Woodley's going to take out the last player for the Ironmen and be able to hang that flag, but kind of sleeps on the box, and he might have got caught.
No, he didn't. He actually shoots him. What a good play by John Woodley, Matty.
Yeah, heads-up play there. John Woodley able to maintain his composure as the body started to drop. It was a 5-on-3 situation for Heat. Squandered a couple of them, got that major penalty, which is really now going to hurt their chances to get back in this match, because now there's 1 minute and 48 seconds on that Moorhead major, and now the Ironmen on a power play only need to score 1 point to win this game. We're going to be right back here. We'll see you in a second.
This is the Earth. The Earth is beautiful. Earth is where we play paintball. It is important to recycle in order to save the Earth. Do not recycle custom paintball jersey designs. Get what you pay for. Get a fresh original design at rosalife.com.
So welcome back here. Wow, look at this one. So apparently, Chris.
Oh God, I told you, Matty.
Yeah, Vase Turner. I got to sit next to Chris on the plane ride to
Look at the
Florida.
python. Look at the pythons in that guy. Who's been working out? This guy.
I don't. Are you talking about? Are you talking about the sausage python fingers that you were throwing up right there? Is those the pythons you're talking about?
Thank you, Steve. On the breakout, Heat on your left, Ironman on your right.
So on the breakout here, Ironman Alex Rodriguez pats the 50-yard line, but he gets chopped up. Heat bodies coming off, though. Again, Ironman, we're on a power play here, and bodies for Heat continuing to come off. Cornell pushing the advantage on the D side of the field. Chad George trying to get in the snake. There in the eye in the sky left-hand portion of the screen. Chad George in the snake, trying to get that cross-field shot on Brandon Cornell.
Oh, and Chad George just wears a face full of paint.
And Chad George, you can see there, incredibly frustrated with his team and his performance here, and another major penalty going to be thrown as Houston Heat completely falling apart at the seams. So even though they have a stellar superstar roster, just you can see, I mean, watching Chad George walk off right now in complete, utter desperation, shaking his head in disappointment, that pretty much says it all.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Houston Heat just totally falling apart. The Ironmen looking fantastic coming down the field. Alex Goldman, a beast.
Wow,
along with Marcelo Margot.
Held true to his word here.
Yes.
In the amazing performance that Goldman put up, as Goldman finished with 10 confirmed kills here in this match. And I mean, it's Alex Mouse Goldman. He's you know, one of the best snake players out there when he's on, and today he was absolutely on. So
Agent Orange also playing well.
Yeah, so the final score 7-2 here in favor of the Ironmen. That sends the Ironmen to 3-1. Again, that sends Heat 1-3. 1 win, 3 losses, and that means that, Todd, they're going to be playing in a relegation game most likely.
Yeah, they definitely are. And Art Chaos right now has to win this last game to give themselves a chance to move on through point spread, because Art Chaos now 2-1. The Ironmen 3-1. X Factor 3-1. Art Chaos has to beat Legion to go 3-1 and have a high point margin. So, I mean, that's how competitive this bracket was, Maddie. You know, you talked about it on the breakdown. You know, 3 teams possibly going 3-1. Go 3-1 at World Cup and go home. That's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, so before we head to this next matchup here, oh so important game between Chaos and Moscow Legion, an actual rematch from the semifinals from the West Coast Open. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I am standing here with Marcelo Margot from Ironmen. Congratulations, you guys have played so well today. I want to talk to you about that one point where you guys were down a body and you came out and just destroyed Heat in 18 seconds. What breakouts have you been finding to be super successful for you that are getting you those important wins?
You know, at the practices, we just really tried to key up on one guy. We decided if we want to shoot the snake eye or the snake corner, Dorito corner, whatever guy we choose, we're going to dedicate enough guns to where we do that. You know, and we practice it over and over to where if we decide we're going to shoot somebody, we're going to get that G. And fortunately enough, it worked for us.
Other players have been telling me that shooting heads up off the break is better on this layout. If you choose to cross it up, are there many bunkers you can choose to shoot at, or it seems like it would be more difficult?
Actually, we really like the cross shots because you get a deeper angle on their corner guys and their wide guys. You can usually catch them kind of coming up into it. But, you know, like any field, you have to switch it up. You can't do the same thing over and over because they're going to switch up their routes. And I think we were just one step ahead of them.
It seemed like it. They couldn't really seem to get out alive there. Something else that a lot of people have been saying is teams haven't been figuring out the bounce shots just yet. Do you feel like you guys have been able to utilize those?
You know, not so much. The first point I actually got shot by the bounce shot, and usually like all tournament teams are just a little bit off, but they're actually doing that really well. So we try to use it, but I usually like to just get in a gun battle with somebody.
All right, well, congratulations. Ironman has gone 3-1 in the prelims. Heat went 1 for 3. They are super upset in the pit, completely understandable. We'll have one more match before the lunch, so stay tuned.